Hello everybody and hello London. Oh no, we're not that bit yet. But hello everyone. Welcome to the Jaden Show. I am your host with the most wonderful people on my show. I'm Jaden Cornelious. Thank you for joining me and allowing me into your living room again this Sunday. I've got a really, really cool guest again today. I'm so blessed every Sunday you're getting to meet some wonderful, wonderful people. But I think we need to go and check this guy out. His project is called Hello London. His name is James Froese, and this song is called All I Want Is a Road to Take.
Can't say it feels like drowning or wading in the water again. I'm not sure what it tastes like, but I think I might be bleeding from biting my tongue every day. Someday the wolves will run off alone. Until then we gotta move along. Someday the cold won't chill to the bone. Fighting with the water overhead. All I want is a road to take. All I want is a way out of this place. All we want is just a place to stay, somewhere that's far away. All I want is a road to take. What it feels like, I guess it feels like falling and hitting the ground once again. Just pick yourself up and dust yourself off to get through the days it won't end. Someday the waves will carry me away. Until then it's just move along. Someday the cold won't chill to the bone. Somebody said it's freezing out here. All I want is a road to take. All I want is a way out of this place. All we want is just a place to stay, somewhere that's far away. All I want is a road to take. That's far away. All I want is a road to take.
Well, we're going to meet James in a minute, but I need a couple of minutes of your time for a Jaden Show commercial break. Hey guys, I wanted to take this opportunity to let you know about the Jaden Show commercial break starting now. This is amazing news because now every single week you have a couple of minutes to be able to advertise something you want to advertise. So if you have a business, if you have an event coming up, if you have a new album, art gallery, or anything you want to particularly advertise on the show, this is your chance to do it. March and April 2024, the advertisements are free, so please let me know. Get in touch to me on Jaden Cornelious at AOL.com. It will be wonderful to hear from you. If you are a charity or a charitable organization or a non-profit and you are advertising something with regards to that, then always your advertising is free. So let me know. You will need to send me between a 1 and 2 minute video around that time, if possible, something that you want to advertise, and I will fit it into this spot. Get on. I'll see you soon. Take care, buddy. Hey, are you ready? On the count of 3, I want you all to shout, "Hello, London!" Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, you're so loud and crazy. Let's go and meet this week's special guest. Hello, London. Hello, London. Welcome to the Jaden Show. James Froese, how you doing, mate?
Good. Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Probably a little bit warmer than you are up in Buffalo, New York. Just been chatting about your temperatures, and it's minus 20 something this week. I don't know how you do it, mate. I don't know.
I don't know how you're doing it with your warm temperatures all year round. I guess you just get used to it after a while.
I guess you're acclimatized. Absolutely, absolutely. We've just seen one of your songs, which is called "All I Want Is a Road to Take." Really, really loving it. Is there a story behind it?
It's a song about escapism, and I mean it's very obvious in the lyrics, but I think it's about just kind of looking for opportunities, and it's just a song about that feeling of searching for something more, which is something that I think every artist, especially when you're up and coming, can relate to. So it's just a song about, hey, I'm looking for an opportunity and, digging my heels in and trying to make something happen.
Yeah, I think even when you're not up and coming, I think that's a constant human thing, right? We always seem to want to find the next thing, edify us to, I don't know, fire us up and all that kind of stuff. How did it all start from you? Like, obviously you got so many videos on your YouTube channel. You got some really, really great music. When did you realize what was going on in kind of the home life when you were a kid? Like, what music was you listening to? Like, how did it all start?
Growing up, it was my mom played piano. It was a very musical household. My parents got us into music. I was in school. They always had like orchestra and band, so I would always take the opportunity to play an instrument. They were like, "What instrument do you want to play?" It wasn't like, "Do you want to do it or not?" It was like, "Pick an instrument."
Right, you're doing it anyway.
What?
But you're doing it anyway, so just pick one.
Yeah. Pick an instrument. I think I picked the violin in like 4th grade, and so I did that for a year. Switched to upright bass, but orchestra really helped, like, give me an idea of just basic music, how to read music, kind of basic music theory, I guess. And as I grew older, I think music was huge back then. When I was a kid, there was such a huge like pop punk emo scene, and all my friends, it was just like, it was different, I think because you spent so much time like buying CDs, and it was a bigger deal. Like now you have Spotify and YouTube or whatever, and you can just go look up whatever you want to listen to. And I think when we were younger, I think it was a bigger deal to like go buy a CD and have a really good CD and then play it for your friend, and then they think it's really good and so they want it. Now you're burning the CD for them or whatever. So it was such a big deal. But luckily for me, like I said, my parents put me in guitar lessons, so I had that like ability to play. They bought a drum set, so we had a drum set sitting
Wow.
around. We lived kind of out in the country, so I played drums all the time. And that's kind of one of those things like when you're a kid and you have a drum set there, you're probably gonna at some point you're gonna play it and at least have like a feel for the kit.
Mm.
So I always like kind of had the ability to play drums, which led to opportunities for me to play in bands that were like, you know, pretty good bands that just needed a drummer. So that helped kind of help move me, you know, more in the direction of progressing like musically. But yeah, I was just always around music. I don't it seemed like everybody was really into music back then. I don't know. As you get older, I've like you know, when you join the working world, obviously the focus shifts a little bit, but yeah, it was just always a big part of my life.
I think music was magic then as well. Like you said, you know, way older, so you'd hear something on the radio, and you knew that you had to wait like 4 weeks for its release, and then the excitement of getting your money and all your shit together to get to that record store, the HMV or the Woolworths or whatever it was, you know, for the release day because you could buy your tape, CD, LP,
Yeah.
whatever you wanted to get. It was like there was like 12, 13 Christmases a year, you know, just waiting for that. Like music was magic. We had stars, we had icons, we just like, whereas now it's kind of like, oh, I'll have that one. Oh, yeah, that one's cool. And I'll put that one on my playlist, listen to it later. And it's become a little bit, it's become amazing in the sense that the variety is phenomenal, but also sometimes it gets a bit saturated. You don't know where to listen next because you just hope, you know, the Spotify will play something along the lines of your playlist and you'll get something new and exciting and stuff like that. So I think for us,
Yeah.
I was talking to on one of my last interviews, and we are just saying back in the day when you had to, before internet, because I was like, you know, doing pop star stuff back in the 90s where there was no internet at all. And I remember being in an AR, you know, talking to like A&R rep of the label that I was signed to, and there were just bags and bags and bags of demo tapes as brightly coloured as anyone would try and make their demo tape as brightly coloured as possibly could to get the attention of the A&R guy. And he was saying something like 220,000 people a month or a year, probably a year, apply for a record deal and only 20 a year get one. And it was kind of, so in that sense, you had such a small, like they were all diamonds. I mean, because the record companies put all their money, all their backing, all their promotion into that, you know, 3 or 4 artists of theirs that they had for that particular year, and they were magic. And now it's great in the sense that we can all make music, we can all collaborate. So the whole community has opened in such an amazing way, but it makes it difficult to find those diamonds sometimes. You know, sometimes you have to sift through a lot
Yeah.
of shit in order to find someone that's like, oh, that's really my bag now. Because there'll be an 18-year-old with a six-pack and a semi in Speedo singing a cover song that will get 2 million hits, and the incredibly talented guitarist and singer has got 32 hits on his video. You know, it's just the way it is now.
Yeah.
You know? It's kind of
Yeah.
different vibe. What music? I mean, like your mum was into piano, and you know, you saying did you kind of get into the kind of the pop emo goth scene, or I mean, what music was going on? What was playing on the speakers in your house, and then what was kind of the first CD that you bought?
In my house growing up, my parents were really into it was the 90s. Christian music was a really big deal. And my brother worked at a Christian bookstore.
Okay, cool.
So it was like he had like he was on the street team for Betty Rocket Records. They were a label back in the day. They had some artists that are still like Watashi Wa is still together. But it was just like kind of a mix of everything. Pop like when you know when I got into my teenage years, the like drive-through record scene blew up. It was a lot of pop punk and emo, you know, like Newfound Glory, stuff
Mhm.
like that. So it was like that. But yeah, growing up, it was a little bit of everything.
Do you still go back to the music you were listening to when you were growing up? Or has that kind of, have you evolved and kind of changed direction? I mean, me, I was just a pop boy back in the day. So, and I was born in the 70s, so 70s and 80s were big music for me. My first CD was like 99 Red Balloons by Nana, I think. That was my very first.
Oh, I had that on, I don't know if I still have it. I had that on vinyl.
Yeah, that was my first not CD, my first 7-inch single. That's what that was.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I was also I got into the Christian music scene quite a bit in my teens. So, and I was still now, like my paths completely have changed. My music tastes are so diverse now, but I'll still go back to an Amy Grant when I really need that comforting kind of, for me. Do you still go back to the old stuff that you listened to back in the day? Or is it like, no, now I'm listening to stuff that inspire me, that makes me want to be a better artist? How does it roll for you now musically?
I think I went back to a lot of, like, I remember getting really into the Beatles, and that was something that I more or less grew up with. So yeah, I think I did at times, for sure, go back and like listen to some of those artists. Nostalgically, yeah, I got really into pop punk. I remember going back and getting into like MXPX again. And a few other bands from that era. So yeah, for sure.
You do, like, you time travel a little bit sometimes. Who would you say who do you have any influences of your music and your vibe, or is it just authentic Hello London?
Oh, like artist influences?
Mm-hmm. Do you think
I'd
really like to get that vibe in my next song?
Yeah. Ryan Adams, Mayday Parade. I'm trying to think. There's a bunch of bands that I listen to. Sleeping with Sirens. Just a bunch of really good bands that I listen to regularly. That I'm like, for me, because I've been recording and mixing my own stuff, I'm like, man, I wish I could get something to sound quite like that, with some of the effects. And so I'm listening more now, like listening for like what the, almost like what the engineer and the producers and the mixers are doing. Mm-hmm. So but it's definitely like I went through like a big indie rock phase during, like, the college rock years, like the Smiths, the Cure, and then from there's so many great bands that kind of branch out of that scene. So I got really into that, and then I played in a band in my 20s that was more like emo, and some of the guys in the band were from like a pop punk scene.
Okay.
And they were kind of trying to go for like a Manchester orchestra sound. So I kind of got, I think when I played in that band, I think it kind of, reignited the spark for some of the music that I listened to when I was younger. And then I went and looked up some of those bands that were still going strong and like still putting out records to this day. And I'm amazed at how many bands that I grew up listening to have either reunited or just never stopped.
Yeah, me too, mate. And I've got 70s and 80s bands that are doing that. Yeah. It's incredible. Yeah, it really is, and really great, because like music is just it's just like a place where you can time travel. Like all of a sudden you're listening to a song and you're back 7 years old in your dining room waiting for dinner to be put on the table, or or you're with your mates at school. It just always takes you back to that particular. It's an incredible way. And I remember listening to one of my bands that have just reformed. They've just reformed again, and listening to their new stuff, and they still sound like 20-year-old kids singing, but they're in their 60s now. But they sound like they didn't change their voice. I mean, I played one of my friends said, "Guess how old these singers are?" And he went, "Oh, like 20s, 30s." I went, "No, man, she's 63. Like she's rocking that voice. Like it's really, I love it. I think it's really amazing." Are you pretty much a one-man show? I mean, do you play all the instruments yourself, or do you produce and like do everything yourself, or do you have a team of amazing, supportive people that kind of help you out?
I pretty much do everything myself, and then I send my songs off to Doug White to master them. He worked with some pretty big bands during in the scene when I grew up. So he's kind of a reputable guy here in Buffalo. But yeah, I just started like when I started writing and recording. I took a few years off, and when I started up again, I was like, I really enjoyed recording like demos when I was younger on my 4-track cassette recorder.
Yeah.
And just like stuff, messing around with stuff like that, and none of it sounded even remotely good. But I was like, well, maybe I can give it a shot, and I basically started working in a DAW, and I've been, trying to get better at it, but it is a challenge for sure, and I'm still a long ways off from where I'd like to be. But
I think you're sounding great, but yeah, I'm so technically challenged, it's unbelievable. So yeah, that's my next step is I really need to build a studio and really get my head around doing at least 3/4 of it myself. I probably could, but it scares the shit out. It's just too. I had a version of, oh my god, it's gone out of my head now. Logic.
Okay.
Which was great, and I managed to record the song purely by chance. Yeah. I've never even been able to get my voice out of the mic ever since. So, like, I do need to find a recording system that's kind of for dunces, really. That's kind of what I need to do. So, really stupid people.
Yeah.
Give me some ideas.
Yeah. So that was my mindset when I started. Was like, I'm the same way. I'm not really technically proficient. So I started like, what's the easiest thing I can do? And I started with Audacity, and I was like, oh, I can actually. It's really, really an easy DAW to work with. So I started using it, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just build on this and just try and keep going and see how far I can go with it.
My friend were doing some really amazing demos, like top-notch quality stuff on their phone and on what was it, GarageBand. And they were kind of coming out with some like stuff that was sounding really, really quite polished. Actually, I was like,
okay, yeah,
I sound like I'm singing into a tin can in the bathroom, and that's on Logic. So obviously something is going really wrong. But yeah, one of these days I'll get around to learning it a little bit more. Can I ask you a question? Why Hello London? Oh, I love the name, mate. Being a Londoner, perfect, man. Good choice. But tell me.
So I had a song done, and I wanted to put it out, and I was on on the distribution website trying to get everything squared away, and it was I needed a name, and I was in a band called Farewell Manchester back in the day, and that was kind of like an ode to I was really heavy into the Smiths and like Factory Records and all of that. Mm-hmm. So it's a play on that, and I think also the Clash, London Calling, kind of.
Yeah.
I hear that song at work a lot, so
London
great. Calling, yeah. Hello, London, yeah.
I think it's the best name you could have chosen, quite frankly. Bloody love it.
Yeah, I'm always like, well, I'll probably never play London, but if I ever did, that might be kind of awkward. But
you don't know. Just with that name alone, mate, they might. To be fair.
Yeah. Okay.
And the first thing you can shout is "Hello, London," and they shout. That's just going to be amazing, mate. I want to be at that show. I'm suggesting a couple of venues in Camden would be really good for you to do that.
I've heard great things about Camden.
Camden is amazing. It's a really great music vibe there. Really great music vibe there. So yeah, definitely worth checking out some venues there. Even if you go on holiday, sod it, mate. Go and check it out. And it's a beautiful place as well. Like really super cool. One of my favourite parts of London. But tell me, Mr. Froze, what are you doing at the moment? What is happening for Hello London right now?
Right now, I'm working on an acoustic EP. It's basically acoustic renditions of songs from the album that I just put out, The Changing Tide. Okay. So I've just been working through those. I played last week. I played at a local venue in Buffalo, the Tudor Lounge, and I'm trying to piece in some live shows when I can. My wife and I just had a kid, so it's kind of busy right now.
Yeah,
but
and not
I'm trying to
what? And not much sleep, probably.
Yeah, the sleep has gotten a little been more of a challenge. I'm really appreciating how much sleep I got before. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Um,
It's only a few more months and it'll be back to normal. You'll be fine, mate. Don't worry.
yeah. That's good to hear. I'm
Yeah.
hearing all sorts of different things, but just working on an acoustic EP, and I've got some new songs that I recorded that I'd like to try and get another, maybe an EP or an album going. But I'm still just writing and recording and trying to promote and doing things, doing artist things. Just keep it going
If
right
you're going,
now.
absolutely, mate. What are your long term plans? I mean, how do you see Hello London music progressing? What are your dreams and your plans for that?
Well, I would love to, keep it going and see how big it can be, or how, if it catches on or if the music resonates. But I think for me, the thing is chasing the sound that I want and trying to develop my ability recording music, editing, mixing, all of that. My songwriting also, I've recorded and written a lot of songs, and a big part of that is that I think it's good to help your creative, the creative flow. I
Absolutely.
think it's good to, you get better at writing songs as you write more songs, I think. For the most part, like there's some bands that I've listened to where I listen to a single and I'm like, this is absolutely amazing, and then I go listen to all their other albums and I'm like, this band just churns out one great song after another. So
Wow. Okay.
I don't think you can put like, I think you can put a cap on it if you want. You can't say I don't know if I can make anything like this again, but I don't think that's true. I think that you can just probably keep writing, keep the creativity
Yeah.
going, and just
I mean, you're always
try to
probably going
make
to get one song that just touches people way more than the others, but it doesn't mean that the other ones are shit. But I also I had a friend of mine who was writing some amazing stuff, amazing stuff. I was like, mate, how do you do it? He went, that's the 15 you're listening to, mate. I got 200 shit ones in my closet. Oh,
yeah,
and so it's not you're just. He goes, no,
yeah.
they're the best ones out of the 350 that I've written. I'm like, oh, okay.
But they
It
the
made me feel a bit better actually. I'm like, oh right, that's okay, man. So
yeah.
kind of
It's
normal.
but it's also, how do you know? You play them for people, and they'll. I had a guy come up to me and tell me, I said something like, "Hey, the second last song you played or something was great, and that's a really good song." And I couldn't. I remember standing there at the venue trying to remember which song it was, or what he just said. Like it's hard to. Some people will tell you like, "Hey, I like this song," but
As
it's
what
hard to know which song. Yeah,
and one man's pleasure is another man's poison, right? Some might think that song is shit, and that song might really touch and actually save the life of one person. You don't know its power
yeah,
until it goes out, right? So,
yeah,
and you're doing it, you're putting your stuff out, and that's all you can do, and see how people react. You're being your authentic self, and that's bloody amazing, mate.
yeah.
Bloody amazing. Where can people find you? Because you're kind of all over the place, really.
My Instagram is probably the one that I focus on the most. I think that's
Mm.
where we connected. Um, and I try and be on all the social media outlets. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Your screen froze up for a second. I didn't know if you're having any technical issues, but oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Instagram I focus on primarily, but I'm on X and TikTok, and I don't know if I can say TikTok, YouTube, and pretty much I try to be everywhere. It's interesting though, and it's kind of daunting because there's a new social media app every week that you're supposed to sign
Yeah.
up for.
I've just joined Blue Sky, actually. That's my new one.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one. That's one. I just heard about Red Note today.
Oh, okay. I'll check that.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't even looked at it, but
I don't even have time to do. I just was very happy when it was just Facebook and MySpace. They were good days.
yeah.
They were good days. But now it's like,
Pure Volume. You forgot about Pure Volume. I don't know if you're on Pure Volume.
oh, never heard of that. What is this called? Pure Volume, and what was the other one? Redbox.
Red? No, I might have that wrong. I thought it was Red. Mm.
Oh, I don't know. People.
I saw it on social media today.
Okay, I'll
Uh,
keep an eye out for new ones. Add to the list. It makes my LinkedIn look even more impressive. No, my Linktree rather makes find me in this whole plethora of social medias. And it's going to be all the same photos, all because I'm just copying and pasting everything because I don't have time to do original stuff on it, all of it.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's gotten crazy.
But you're pretty much everywhere. But through this interview, down the bottom of the screen, you will see everywhere where you can find Mr. Froese. Hello, London. And I suggest you do go and follow him before you finish your packet of Cheetos and your can of Pepsi Cola. Go and check the brother out on all of his social media platforms. And it's been amazing, actually. I think I'm quite excited by maybe we should chat again in the not too distant future when your album comes out and do a Jaden show special and promote that. Oh, that would be bloody lovely. James,
awesome.
Hello, London. Thank you so much for your time and for being part of the Jaden show. Like I said, people at home, go and follow him before you do anything else there. Go and check him out on his social media platforms and go and listen to his music on all of his music download and streaming platforms, including Bandcamp. I know you're on Deezer, right?
Yep.
All the major download. Are you on like SoundCloud and all that kind of stuff?
I'm not on SoundCloud.
Okay. But Bandcamp's cool.
Deezer, Spotify, pretty much everywhere, yeah.
Bless you, mate. James, thank you so much. And we're in contact.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Pleasure. More than a pleasure, mate. See you soon. Bye-bye. James, thank you so much for joining me on the Jaden Show. Lovely people at home. Thank you for allowing us into your front rooms again this Sunday. I'm already super excited to be back with you next Sunday to introduce you to another incredible person. I feel very blessed, and I really thank you for your time actually coming and checking out the Jaden Show. Please make sure you have subscribed. Please make sure you go and check Hello London out on all of his social media platforms. Go and check his music out on all of his download and streaming platforms. You can find him on Bandcamp as well. Make sure you do it before you finish your tea, right? That's your plan for the rest of today. I will see you next Sunday. In the meantime, take care, and I'm going to leave you with another song, another video by Hello London. This is called Change of Pace. Enjoy. See you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Over and over and over again that everything will be just fine. I'm falling down, the world is spinning out of control, and I know that I believed a lie. The West Coast is calling out to me, but it seems so far away. The East is always mine. A new joke that I wrote, but no one seems to think it's funny. I guess it just takes time. All in all, it's the same, just another dying day, giving life to what we made. Growing strong, move along. Could I write this saddest song so that the past gets rearranged? Spit it out, there's not much left to figure out. Do I wanna say my line? Keeping on, the days are blurring together. I'm running out of time. The highway is calling out to take me somewhere far away, a different state of mind. But today is gotta